5 hours across the country for Austin Cox, who you DFA'd the next day. Like, what in the heck was that? And Alex, this is a deeper thing with this organization. It feels like there's some sort of disconnect. This is not the Atlanta Braves that recently. They've now fired 4 coaches in the last 8 to 10 months, dating back to the end of last season. Kevin Seitzer got all the blame for the Braves hitting woes, and we remember that. And Tim Hires has come and been just as bad, so it turns out it wasn't the coaches. We saw our third base coach get fired, and then this whole Craig Kimbrell situation. But it's not just Craig Kimbrell. Remember, not too long ago, Eddie Rosario tweeted out a clown emoji when he was released, and then followed up with, "The Braves will never win again." And this is just not the drama from players in the organization that we are used to seeing. This is totally atypical.
This is exactly right. This is atypical of the Atlanta Braves. We are the tight-knit. We're the fun group. We've got the ice cream in the locker room while we're winning 100 games and setting franchise and league records. We're that damn good, and now it's like we're tight. We're a tense clubhouse. Everybody is pressing. Our superstars are underperforming, except for Ronald Acuna Jr. or Sweet Sweet Prince. But it isn't the Atlanta Braves that we have come to know and love, and it just feels like even this Jane McCann comment, who is a 10-plus year veteran in this league, who is in the organization and would like to have another chance in the majors, he comes out and says, it speaks for what I can only assume is a lot of people in that AAA clubhouse. That is even atypical. When's the last time you heard anyone come out and say something like this about the Atlanta Braves?
This is the first time that we've ever really seen coaches fired. This is the first time we've seen anyone. I mean, I kind of understood it with Eddie Rosario. I guess I didn't understand it from his perspective, because it was like, Eddie, come on, dude. You have a 0 batting average. You've been absolutely terrible, and you've been terrible for quite some time. I kind of expected this in a situation like with Craig Kimbrell, because what the heck was this? But you're right. I can't think of a time, even when the Braves were really, really bad. Think back to those rebuild years and stuff like that. They're winning 60 games. They're winning 70 games. You had guys like Nick Markakis in the locker room. I mean, it was a Freddie Freeman. It was a pros from the top down. And it kind of puts a perfect picture on what's going on with this team on the field, off the field, because I think behind closed doors, something has to be going on.
It's concerning, and now we can chalk it up to coincidences. The fired coaches in the last 8 months, 3 of them or 4 of them, the superstars underperforming, this whole debacle, the Ronald Acuna and Brian Snicker debacle.
We didn't even
mention that. It could all be a coincidence, or it could be a smoke fire situation. I hope to God it's not.
I'll tell you what, I don't believe in coincidence. We make a living off not believing coincidences. When you put this many things in a row happening, there's something going on behind closed doors, whether it's between the GM, whether it's management, whether it's everything, that doesn't make sense. But Alex, I want to leave with this. You know what cures all of that? Winning. If the Braves start winning baseball games on a consistent basis, all the fans that are saying they don't look excited, well, yeah, nobody looks exciting, and no one's happy when they get cut. When you win, that changes everything, and it's about time. It's about time, because the Braves are running out of time. Winning cures everything.
Yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. back at an MVP lever. We got a couple studs in Sale and Schwellenbach. Matt Olson is hotter now. Ozzie on a hit streak. Let's go, boys.
That wraps up the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you like what you saw, check us out on Fox Local.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins and this is News Now. Thanks for streaming with us. We have extended coverage this weekend. We are following those demonstrations that are happening around the country because it's Flag Day, also in response to President Trump, the Trump administration. But first, we want to go to Alex Forbes with a look at your forecast. Alex.
Yeah, good morning, Elizabeth. As we work our way into the day ahead, temperatures, they're going to be on the uphill swing, as we have already seen this morning. 74 here in Atlanta, 71 over in Alpharetta, coming 71 in Gainesville, 70 in Rome, and 69 in Polk County right now, 73 in Gainesville, 68 in Blue Ridge, and 76 over in Eatonton. Visibility, we had some fog around this morning. We still have some low cloud cover very much in place, but in terms of fog on the ground, those conditions have improved here over the last little bit. So here we go through the day today. Temperatures breaking into the mid-80s. Notice only a 20% chance of rain here through the early afternoon, but then by the time we get towards the evening hours, that's going to be on the uphill swing across north and central Georgia. A 40% chance of showers and storms by 6 p.m. I think that's up to 60% by later on tonight. But there you have it. Yeah, that low cloud cover losing the top of the Bank of America building right now. Here's how it looks on the hour-by-hour forecast. Getting the showers and storms started right around the noon hour, but again, the better chance of rain. Here we are 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock here in the metro area. Any activity we do see begins to fade away by the time we get to early tomorrow morning. That, of course, being Father's Day, but we are firing up the rain machine once again for Father's Day afternoon. Some lightning strikes going to be possible, some gusty winds. Just a reminder, right? A lot of people go to the pool over the weekend. If you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. That same rule will apply for Monday here, as we are stuck in the summertime pattern with a 60% chance of showers and storms. As for today, 86 in the city, 86 in Canton, 85 in Gainesville, pair of 8s for Athens and in Covington. We'll say late day showers and storms. Then for the night tonight, down into the 60s and 70s with storms into the evening hours across north and central Georgia. Tomorrow's rain chance slightly lower than today at 40%, but then we're right back to a 60% chance of showers and storms there for Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, but the humidity is going to make it feel like the 90s before we actually reach 90 degrees by next Friday. But Elizabeth, don't be fooled by that drop in the rain chance. It is still going to be very humid. I mean, very humid across north and central Georgia.
You didn't need to tell me that. My hair told me that this morning when I walked outside. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Alex Forbes. Again, we're following those demonstrations around the country. Want to show you a map. We can pull that up. You can see hundreds of demonstrations around the nation are planned today in response to the Trump administration. They are being called the No King protests. One of those protests is happening this morning at the state capitol. We want to go to our Eli Jordan, who's there live. Eli, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ariel. Good morning, Elizabeth. And happy Flag Day, too. I'm out here at Liberty Plaza, literally in the shadow of the Capitol, and things are getting underway here. This is a occupancy-controlled event, obviously, because the ACLU is handing out armbands, and the capacity is about 5,000 people, and people are, starting to show up. And right now with me, I have Carol Walton, who is part of the Atlanta Coalition Ensemble. You guys are going to be playing some music here, rallying the troops, right?
We are.
And so tell me, why are you out here today?
I am out here to protest the current administration. No kings in Atlanta. We had a civil war a few years ago to get rid of kings, and we're here to make sure that we don't have another one.
And so tell me, what all do you expect to be happening here at Liberty Plaza?
Well, there are going to be speakers, and of course the band will be playing at different parts. They'll tell us when to play that. And we expect a great turnout to make our voices heard about what is going on with this administration.
And just tell me, what concerns you most about this administration?
Well, how many people are going to be hurt by the new budget bill? How it disqualifies the president from having to follow any court orders that come down from judges, all the damage that will be done in health care to people. It's beyond alarming to me. It is Nazi Germany all over again, and we're here to stop it.
Right. And so, are you going to be participating in any of the, there's going to be protests going on all across the city today?
All across the state, all across the nation, and now I understand it's gone international also.
And so, you have a drum here. You're part of the band.
Ace, yes.
And so tell me, who all's part of, where do you guys get the band members from?
Well, we're from different street bands, probably 3 or 4 different street bands who all came together to form this band to play at rallies like this, because most of the street bands are apolitical. We don't want to do anything political. We're just there to entertain. But ACE is here to stand up for what's the right thing to do in America right now.
And so, what do you expect to come? Later on today, there's going to be the big military parade.
Yes.
In honor of the Army's birthday.
Right. Happy birthday to the military and happy Flag Day.
Awesome. And so, do you expect that to go off without a hitch? They're saying there's going to be rain up there and stuff.
I hope there are so many thunderstorms. I hope there's a lot of lightning. I hope it gets rained out. And I hate that for the military, but the other person who will be there, I hope it rains on his parade.
Gotcha. Well, Carol Walton, thank you so much, and be safe out there,
right.
and stay cool.
Sure.
And Elizabeth, you can see the people are starting to show up. The things are not quite underway. It's scheduled to go happen around 10 o'clock today, and 10 till 12. 5,000 people was the occupancy for Liberty Plaza here, next to the Capitol, and if you want to come down here, I would suggest come down here a little bit early. Get on down here because they're only going to allow so many people to, attend. So if you want to come down, get down here, get your armband. You got to get a blue armband. And then we're down here for the No Kings protest, protesting the administration and some of its policies, and also questioning the parade today, which is not only the birthday of the Army, 250 years, but also coincides with the President's birthday, and that brings makes people question the intent of the parade, and so that's what has spawned these protests, No Kings protests across the country. And here we are in Atlanta, next to the Capitol, for the first one of the day, and they're going to be going on all across the city and the metro area as the day progresses. Elizabeth?
Yeah, upwards of about 30 different protests just in the metro Atlanta area. Thanks so much, Eli. Jordan will check back in. That crowd is already starting to grow, and it hasn't even started yet. Thanks so much. All right. Meanwhile, Governor Kemp posting on X a statement saying while he acknowledges the right to peaceful assembly, any violence against law enforcement will be met with quick and heavy accountability. And again, we have live team coverage streaming with you this morning on these protests on Flag Day. I want to show you a look at Washington, D.C., where in just a few hours they will be having that parade, the 250th anniversary commemorating the birthday of the U.S. Army. Live look there at the nation's capital. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. This is News Now. We have extended coverage this morning of all those demonstrations that are happening around the nation on this Saturday, June 14th, Flag Day, also the 250th anniversary of when the U.S. Army was founded. But first, we're taking a live look there. That is a live look at Israel. Overnight, Iran launched missile strikes against Israel to respond to a series of Israeli attacks. You can see the smoke rising over Tel Aviv after it launched a barrage of missiles toward Israel. This is, of course, a developing story that we're going to continue to follow and keep you updated. Meanwhile, Delta has announced that they are halting flights between JFK, New York, JFK, and Tel Aviv through August 31st of this year. That's a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Again, they are issuing travel waivers for customers, but if you are impacted, definitely check with your airline to make sure that you are accommodated accordingly. And again, we have continuing coverage of the demonstrations around Atlanta, around Georgia, around the nation today. But this all just stems from the Trump administration and a response to the Trump administration. Taking a live look at Washington, D.C., where later today they will have a parade, the military parade. And we want to go to our Caitlin Pratt, who is not in D.C. She is in downtown Atlanta, not far from where we saw Eli Jordan earlier. But she's going to give us kind of more of that perspective of, okay, today's Flag Day. What does that even mean?
Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning to you. Yes, I'm about a football's field away from the Capitol where you saw Eli Jordan, my colleague, setting the stage for what's going to be one of many demonstrations here in the metro area in the state of Georgia and in the nation. And in similar fashion, D.C., they've been getting ready for the big event tonight. The parade set to start this evening. They're certainly keeping an eye on the weather there as rain is in the forecast. And they've also been preparing for quite a show. And what I mean by that is they've been putting plates down. We do have some video from Washington, D.C. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see. They've been putting some plates down on the roadways. That's because tanks are going to be rolling through there. They want to make sure that the roadways are reinforced. This is the first time since the Gulf War a procession of U.S. troops and all those military vehicles will be rolling down Constitution Avenue in our nation's capital. Multiple streets, as you can imagine, are closed off right now. Security measures are being ramped up. Security is really, really tight. The parade, of course, marking a major military milestone.
We're coming together to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army with a grand parade, a military parade that I don't think we've ever seen the likes of.
I think we're celebrating a lot of good history as far as those who've sacrificed. That's something to always be celebrated. So I hope we remember where we came from and are thankful for everything we have.
And the event does come with an estimated $45 million price tag. A parade kicking off later this afternoon, this evening. Coincides, of course, with Flag Day, June 14th, and the Commander-in-Chief's 79th birthday. I want to take you back here live and switch cameras here. You can see this is a popular area where people are trying to park so that they can gain access to Liberty Plaza. You're looking at the Capitol building there. Parking really tough to come by, so people making their way over here down MLK Jr. Drive with their signs ready for the demonstration, ready to start in just half an hour or so. We, of course, will be covering this throughout the day here on Fox Local. For now, though, I'm going to send it back to you, Elizabeth, in the studio.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. Part of our continuing coverage. We have team coverage. Caitlin is just one of 4 reporters that we have throughout the Metro Atlanta covering these demonstrations this morning. We want to show you, you can see that they have a map of where all of these demonstrations are anticipated. I mean, it's endless. If you take a look there and you can zoom in, you can kind of zero in on just how many. I think in the Metro Atlanta alone, there's about 30 demonstrations anticipated just in our area. So definitely a lot going on, a lot happening around Atlanta, around the state, around the nation today. And we are going to continue to keep you updated and follow that. Our team coverage continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a great weekend. It was a muggy start this morning. Let's check in with Alex Forbes. Alex, my hair said everything to me this morning.
Oh, man, I tell you what, the heat's out there, even though it's not that hot, it's still out there. And then the humidity as well. 74 is where we stand in Atlanta right now, 73 in Athens, 77 over in Eatonton. So, look, it's not balmy outside yet, but with the humidity levels, as soon as we break into the 80s, it is going to feel rather sticky outside. 73 in Coweta County at this hour. Fox 5 Live Viper is quiet in our neck of the woods for now. However, I do expect to see some activity fire up along about the noon hour or so. I'm also watching what's going on back into the Memphis area, now into northern Alabama. I think that piece of energy might be something for afternoon showers and storms to really form along once it moves over north and central Georgia. Temperatures getting into the mid-80s this afternoon. Thinking about heading out to the pool. Earlier in the day, the better. Later in the day, the rain chances go up. Temperatures in the mid-80s and then falling down into the 70s once we get towards the sunset hour. So a pretty nice pool day. Don't forget the sunscreen, right? That UV index pretty high. 86, your afternoon high temperature. Storms will really begin to get going later on this evening. A breeze out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Some spots as cool as 81, other spots as warm as about 87 through the afternoon. We also have the Braves back at Truist Park tonight against the Rockies. Mid-80s falling down into the 70s over the course of the game. And the rain chance will be going up as the game goes on, right? So if we're looking towards 7, 8 o'clock, you're looking at a decent chance of a shower or storm, more so than 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No matter what time you're out there, it is going to be sticky. That can just be said for everybody. 87 today in Eatonton, 84 over in Gainesville, 82 in Blairsville, 88 in Rome, 84 in Carrollton, and 85 in Noonan this afternoon. Then for tonight, down to 70 here in the city. Still very humid. Any spots that are seeing rain right around that sunset hour, I'd be on the lookout for some fog by the time we get to tomorrow morning across north and central Georgia. So here we go with what's on the docket over the next several days. Showers and storms this evening. I did drop the rain chances for tomorrow slightly from 60 to 40%. And no matter where you are, those hot and humid conditions are going to be lasting into next week. So here's your Fox 5 Storm Team 7-day forecast. Now, even with these high temperatures in the 80s, that humidity is going to make it feel like the 90s, Elizabeth. And then once we get to Friday, that humidity will still be around, even though the rain chances come down, and it will feel like the mid-90s across north and central Georgia.
Yeah, definitely want to pay attention to the weather forecast today, especially if you're one of those folks that are demonstrating on this Flag Day, June 14th, in response to the Trump administration. We have live team coverage and extended coverage here on Fox Local. We are streaming live from you all morning long. I want to go to our Lindsay Tuman, who's joining us now live in Douglasville. Lindsay.
Hey, good morning to Elizabeth. And we're out here in Douglasville at the Douglas County Courthouse, where we are just about 40 minutes away from one of those rallies that's set to begin here. And I'm actually joined by the chair of the Douglas County Democrats this morning, Ms. Robin Soniega Ortega. And we're just about a little over half an hour away from this planned rally. Will you tell me a little bit of what folks can expect out here?
Yes, we're going to have several people speaking about democracy and how we need to move back away from the authoritarianism of the current regime and reinvigorate our democracy. I really think people speaking out is important. We need this support to say that we are not going to have a king in this country.
Now, there are two parts of the demonstrations here in Douglas County planned for today. The first thing folks can expect over here is some speeches, right?
That's correct. We're going to have some public officials from here and others doing a presentation on the declaration, our own Declaration of Independence. And then we are going to move over to the Arbor Place Mall in Douglasville for a sign waving.
And hundreds of people are expected or have already signed up to be a part of that.
Yes, we have more than 200 people that have already signed up to be a part of this. So we're excited.
What does it say to you to see this kind of movement happening, not just across the country, but across all of Metro Atlanta? Y'all are one of dozens of protests happening here in our own metro area today.
Oh, we're really proud to be one of more than 2,000 across the world, actually, not just the nation. We think it's really important that we all speak up in this time. We are in an unprecedented time where our government is trying to get rid of the rule of law, disown the rule of the judiciary and Congress. We have their role in the balance of powers. We can't let that stand. We want to keep our democracy.
And do you think it's important to also be having these rallies, these demonstrations outside of the city, outside of Atlanta, in these smaller cities across the area as well?
Yes, we decided in the past we've been going into Atlanta, a lot of us, but we know a lot of our citizens really can't be going that far for a demonstration. They want to be involved. So it's really important to bring it home to the community. And we really need to be building our communities locally.
So anything else folks should anticipate or expect if they do plan on coming out to the Douglas County rally today?
Well, a lot of camaraderie, some good speeches, and a lot of camaraderie with your friends. And I think it helps people, too, to feel good that they're not alone in these times when you look at the news and you get very upset by what's going on. Getting out with like-minded people really helps your mental health. And so come on out, please.
More than anything, a sense of solidarity here today.
Yes, a sense of solidarity and camaraderie and like-mindedness.
Ms. Sonia Ortega, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And of course, we're going to have you covered here throughout the morning. We'll be bringing you live updates here in Douglas County. But for now, it is the very latest live out here in Douglasville. I'm Lindsay Tuman. Elizabeth, back to you.
Yeah, just a reminder, this is just all in response to it's Flag Day. It is the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army's birthday. Been 250 years, and there is a parade scheduled for this evening in Washington, D.C. They're getting ready for it. That's going to be at 6:30 tonight, and we have continuing coverage of all the events happening around the nation and locally right here in the metro Atlanta area. We're going to keep you updated, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. There's a lot going on this weekend. You definitely want to pay attention to the weather. Not my hair, because it's so humid outside.
Yeah, a ton of Father's Day events. We've got the Juneteenth parade going on. I mean, when is there not a lot going on across metro Atlanta? So we're going to have the chance for showers and storms, but I think it's going to be later in the day today. So that's the piece of good news, right? We're going to get through the morning hours and really a majority of the early afternoon. Pretty dry, not completely dry, but pretty dry. That's in the rain department. The humidity department saying something a little different. And then for tomorrow, Father's Day itself, only a 40% chance of rain, so a 60% chance of staying dry, but still showers and storms possible. And I always like to remind people this time of year, if you hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. I've seen it multiple times already this season where we see the lightning strikes on Fox 5 Live Viper out ahead of the storm, right? So if you're at the pool today and you hear that thunder, get out of the pool. Like you can go back in like 30 minutes, you know. It's just a good reminder.
That's great information there. Appreciate it. Anything else we need to know about the weather coming up this next week?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, you know, just getting into the middle part of June. Okay. All of this is to be expected, right? So sometimes there's the conversation of, oh, it's really hot. It's like, yeah, it is. But I mean, look at the date, you know, June 13th. We're not going to be looking at July and August type stuff, but, you know, mid 80s and humid is mid 80s and humid, and we live in Georgia after all.
Well, I can't believe tomorrow is Father's Day. Do you have plans?
We did Father's Day yesterday, actually, because I will be here all day tomorrow. Good day, Atlanta, Fox Local, and Fox 5 News at 6, 10, and 11.
Well, we hope you all are having a wonderful weekend, enjoying your father, maybe celebrating a father. We spoke to some fathers about what they love the most about Father's Day.
The best Father's Day gifts are always gifts that my daughters create.
Probably steak.
Oh, that's a good
They can
answer.
give me some steaks.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy that.
My ideal Father's Day is being able to sit back and relax and get some good food, maybe some grilled food, some smoked food.
Them just being around is happy. Spending time with them is the happiest thing I can do.
Ideal Father's Day, I might be a little different. I like to sleep in. I like to actually go out and do yard work. I like doing some physical things like that. I know it's not yet with my kids, and then I really enjoy going to church later in the evening and doing dinner with them.
Oh, very nice.
Some clothes, shirt and tie, typical Father's Day gifts. Go out to eat.
A new grill.
It's the coupon book, you know, the free hugs, the free smooches, the free just generally the dishwashing is always nice too from the kids.
The top three I would have to be is my son's into drawing and animation, so he drew me a cool picture, which I liked. I also got a day off, which meant that they took care of everything. I had breakfast in bed. I was pampered. I think I got a gift certificate for a massage. Those are always awesome. And of course, I always get, you know, the ties and the cologne, which of course I love.
Terrible Father's Day gift is just to not remember. That would probably be the worst.
There you go.
Otherwise, anything that's just clearly they just bought last second, don't even bother. It's okay. Make the card. Crayola works great. Just show the true love that you have, and otherwise it's gonna be a great day.
Socks. Something with no thought. Like candy from the convenience store. I don't want that. My third thing is nothing. If I receive nothing, that means that I've spent the year doing nothing.
Probably anything with the Georgia Bulldogs on it, because I went to Georgia Tech.
Anything New Orleans Saints related.
So most people say they don't want ties or socks. I like ties. I like socks. I need to use them for my work. Don't buy me a lawnmower, I guess. Don't buy me something that you're insinuating I need to do some work around the house. No hammers, screwdrivers, stuff like that. You know, just give me the hint. Don't waste my money on it. Or don't use Father's Day as an excuse for it. Just like mothers don't want pots and pans or cleaning materials for Mother's Day. I don't want work material for Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you're having a great weekend. And we have continuing coverage of demonstrations around the nation. Stay with us. We are live streaming until noon today, if not longer than that, as we continue to cover these demonstrations. We'll be right back.
You can listen to Fox 5 Live on the Fox 5 Radio 1 network. Just tune your HD radio to 107.9 HD2 FM.
Welcome back, and thanks for streaming with us on this Saturday, June 14th. It's Flag Day. It's the birthday of the U.S. Army. It's also a day where folks around the country are demonstrating in response to the Trump administration. Want to show you some video demonstrations already underway. Excuse me, that's a map. You can just zoom in and you can just see hundreds of protests and rallies are scheduled throughout the country and throughout the day here in the metro Atlanta area, Georgia, and basically anywhere outside of Washington, D.C., where at 6:30 tonight, they're going to have that parade, the military parade commemorating the 250th anniversary. Meanwhile, we continue to follow the latest in Israel and Iran. Developing story now. Overnight, Iran launched missile strikes against Israel in response to the series of Israeli attacks. You can see some smoke rising over Tel Aviv after Iran launched a barrage of missiles towards Israel. Crews there are now searching for survivors in the rubble. Of course, again, we're going to continue to follow that story and keep you updated. Back here at home, though, folks that live on Northside Drive, we want to show you a map. They're under a boil water advisory. You can see they are actually making repairs. This is a Northside Parkway. It's that corridor, and they are telling folks to boil water. This advisory remains in effect for that highlighted area in red you see there. So take extra precaution and limit your water use and only use it for critical needs only. Again, we'll continue to follow this and keep you updated as well. All right, let's check in with Alex Forbes with Look at Your Forecast. Alex.
Yeah, Elizabeth, as we work our way here into the morning hours, we've got some low cloud cover in place. We've got temperatures in the 70s. The fog from this morning, though, has lifted. We're not really looking at that much of a concern anymore. 74 is the current number. There we go into the afternoon, getting into the low and mid 80s with a 40% chance of showers and storms. 73 right now in Calhoun, 70 in Blue Ridge, 71 in Clayton, where we had an early morning shower when good day started right around 5. That was moving fast. It's already on the other side of Charlotte, just to show you how fast it was moving. 72 in Griffin, 73 in Coweta County at this hour. Take a look at this mess from Nashville back through northern Mississippi and Arkansas. That's what's pushing towards northern Georgia. I don't think it's going to arrive necessarily in that form. Rather, that energy is really going to allow for afternoon showers and storms to bubble up right over our neck of the woods. This is what the Fox model has. You see, this is that same cluster now moving in towards northwest Georgia. 4, 5, 6 o'clock could see some pockets of heavy rain, some gusty winds, maybe some frequent lightning out of that. And then that pushes off towards the east. Any activity we see around the midnight hour is going to begin to fade away. I think we could see 1 or 2 sprinkles early tomorrow morning, but then once we get into tomorrow afternoon, this is when I'm watching for some more redevelopment in terms of showers and storms for your Father's Day. Once again, a 40% chance of rain for Father's Day. 86 this afternoon here in the city, 88 in Covington, 88 over in Athens. We'll call them late day showers and storms. Then on into the overnight hours down to 71 here in the city, 69 in Covington, 69 in Athens, 68 in Gainesville, and 65 over in Blairsville. Quick check of the tropics, something just to throw on your radar that's catching my attention. We don't have a risk area yet over the next 7 days, but I would watch the Bay of Campeche. I would just watch it. There might be some mischief down there, but I'm showing you this now to point out that if we do see anything, you see a little yellow bubble or an orange bubble or a red bubble pop up, I expect whatever occurs to stay down there. We're not really looking at any threat along the Gulf Coast anytime soon. So just something to keep in the back of your mind there. First name on the list for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is Andrea, and then followed by Barry, Chantel, Dexter, Aaron, and it keeps on going. So we got a long ways to go. We got about 5.5 months to go of hurricane season. Here's your Fox 5 Storm Team 7-day forecast now. 88 tomorrow for Father's Day, 89 on Monday, 87 on Tuesday, a 60% chance of rain both days. Riding that rain roller coaster towards the back half of the week when we get down to 20%. But Elizabeth, don't be fooled by that 20%. The humidity, it is still going to be around for the end of next week.
My hair. All right. Thanks so much, Alex Forbes. Definitely want to be weather aware this afternoon, especially if you're participating in those demonstrations that are happening around the country for against the Trump administration. We want to go to our Eli Jordan, who is live in downtown Atlanta, right outside the state capitol, where hundreds of folks are already gathering ahead of that 10 o'clock start. Eli.
Hey, Elizabeth. Yeah, I'm down here at Liberty Plaza People are showing up. They got a 5,000 person capacity. If you want to be down here, you have to have an armband. And also, too, it's Flag Day. We got lots of flags down here. And let me show you what's going on. It is getting packed. We got the Atlanta Coalition Ensemble here playing, which is a combination of several street bands. And this place has gotten packed over the past 30 minutes. I mean, this looks like it's going to get to capacity. They only allow 5,000 people in. And the band just played the Star Spangled Banner, and they're getting ready to get things fired up. It looks like they have speakers planned. They have special seating up here for people, like maybe a few political dignitaries possibly to show up. I know that a couple representatives may be out here later on swinging. This is going until 12. This is the No Kings demonstration, one of the very first of many to happen around the city of Atlanta and the metro area. Got many more throughout the day, but this is the 10 a.m. till noon demonstration. Lots of people are out here with their signs expressing their grievances towards the current administration, and all sorts of creative slogans and things like that written on these signs. I'm going to take you walk around. Maybe we can check some of them out. But it's a very impressive turnout. The weather is quite nice. There's a little breeze here going on. So, it is humid, but the breeze helps out. But there's lots of people around here getting ready to express their feelings, their opinions about the current administration. And today, because today's the Army's birthday, but a lot of these people think that also too it coincides with the president's birthday, and they think it's more for him than it is for the Army, and they're not happy about it. And they're out here to demonstrate against that, and also against a lot of his other policies, from what I gather, speaking to a lot of people. And this is a good crowd right here. It's fairly tame. There's Georgia State Patrol is all around outside, just helping with traffic. But this is it's rather organized. And you got people taking pictures, happy to be out here and whatnot. And this seems like a fairly organized, peaceful event, of course. And they got speakers ready to speak at the podium here. And things are not quite underway yet, but we are going to be hearing a lot of people speak soon. Like I said, this is going on from 10 a.m. until noon today, and then other protests will start picking up around the city, all over the city, and all over the country. They're expecting 5,000 people here today. They're expecting millions to demonstrate all the way across the country, leading up to the parade happening about 6 o'clock tonight in D.C., weather permitting. But as you can see, people are here ready with their slogans and the T-shirts and ready to express their opinion against the current administration. But this is what makes America great. This is what it's all about. I mean, there's nothing more American than apple pie, baseball, and a good protest. So, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. So if you want to come out here, you might have to get out here quick, but you might not be able to get in because they are keeping up with how many people are here. And the limit is 5,000, and it looks like we might be approaching that fairly soon. So
I think the crowd tripled since we saw you just 30 minutes ago. I mean, I'm blown away. It was, wow, the turnout is incredible, and we're not even to the 10 o'clock hour yet when this event is supposed to start. And again, this is just one of many demonstrations around Georgia, around the country. But again, it's all in response to the Trump administration and it's Flag Day, Saturday, June 14th. Happy Flag Day. It's also happy birthday to the U.S. Army, and they are going to be celebrating with a military parade this evening. All right, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more continuing coverage. And welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for streaming with us this Saturday morning. We have live continuing extended coverage today of those demonstrations that are happening around the nation in response to the Trump administration and the military parade that is scheduled for tonight. We have live team coverage. Lindsay Tuman is in Douglasville at one of those demonstrations. Lindsay, good morning. We may not have Lindsay. Do we have Lindsay? Okay, we will check back in with her in just a bit. But like we said, Governor Kemp has actually issued a statement. He posted on X earlier this week, letting folks know that if you're going to be participating, that you have the right to peaceful assembly, but any violence against law enforcement will be met with quick and heavy accountability. We also heard from Attorney General Chris Carr, who echoed that statement. He says if you engage in violence for the purpose of changing public policy, you can be charged with domestic terrorism. A press release from the No Kings folks say that the protests are about spreading the message to reject authoritarianism, billionaire first politics, and militarization of the country's democracy. Okay, we now want to check in with Lindsay Tuman in Douglasville. Lindsay.
Hey, good morning to Elizabeth. Yeah, we're just about 15 minutes away from the No Kings rally that's set to happen here in Douglasville. And I'm joined here this morning by Susan Nelson Bowie with the Sweetwater Indivisible organization. First, tell me a little bit about what y'all do.
Sweetwater Indivisible was started about 3 years ago. We are a branch of the national group Indivisible. And what we do is we try to give our community a voice louder than their own, a soft place where they know they're safe to come and join and talk about the things that are happening in our community and the ways that we, as residents of Douglas County, can improve our community. And so by working with local leaders who are going to be speaking today, they get to hear what we need and we get to hear what they can do, and together we make Douglasville a better place.
Tell me, why is it so important to be a part of this rally, this movement happening here today?
Well, it's No King's Day, number one, and we definitely believe that we don't need a king, and our country seems to be on a very slippery slope with the National Guard coming in and things like that, and we want to make sure that people know that there's another side to that. And there's a side that says we don't need that kind of thing, that we can rule with love and compassion. Just put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
What does it mean to have this happening here in Douglasville? We know there are thousands of protests happening across the country, some happening, of course, in Atlanta. But why does it matter to happen here in Douglas County?
Because we live here. This is our home. These are our neighbors. Whether they're red or blue, they're our neighbors. And we want them to know that we are here. We hear them. And we want them to join us or tell us what they need. And we want to try to facilitate that through power of the people. We are able to raise up social issues, bring them to the table, and try to get them resolved.
A big part of the events happening today also have a lot to do with accessibility, and that's why there are two happening, right?
Yes, we did this here at the courthouse, and mostly it's for our older folks who will feel more comfortable here. There's plenty of handicap parking, there's security. We have our own security, but of course the local PD is also with us. So it's just a good place, and this is where democracy happens. This is where it works. So this is where we want to bring our message.
Is there anything else that you want to tell people who are watching here with us today, or maybe want to come out and be a part or just listen?
Well, we are going to have another rally from 12 to 2 under the sign at Arbor Place Mall. We say bring your own signs or use one of ours, bring your chair, be comfortable, be part of this, be safe. And that's pretty much it. Just join us for some fellowship.
Thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for sharing more about your message. And of course, we're going to keep you posted here on coverage happening in Douglas County throughout the morning. You can stay with us here on Fox Local. But for now, that's the very latest live in Douglasville. I'm Lindsay Tuman. Elizabeth, back to you.
Yeah, and thousands of folks around the country that are against some of the policies and of the Trump administration. But let's not forget that President Trump won the seat back in November. He got the popular vote. So there's thousands of others out there that are still supporting him as well. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more continuing coverage. And welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us on this Saturday, June 14th. It is Flag Day. It is the birthday of the U.S. Army. It's also a day that thousands of folks are demonstrating around the country against the Trump administration. But let's not forget that Trump also won the popular vote just months ago and still has an overwhelming amount of support, especially for that military parade that is scheduled tonight in Washington, D.C. around 6:30. But we want to go to our Caitlin Pratt, who is following that side of the story. Caitlin.
Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning to you. Yes, I'm parked about the football field away from where so many are starting to gather. You can see the crowd behind me here on the sidewalk. So many people making their way there to Liberty Plaza here in downtown Atlanta near the Capitol building. But preparations underway also in Washington, D.C. for that parade you mentioned at 6:30 p.m. to commemorate Flag Day and the Army's birthday. Flag Day, by the way, have been celebrated since 1777. That's when the flag was adopted. Annually, every single year on June 14th. Today, also the Commander-in-Chief's 79th birthday, and preparations are underway in D.C. They've been putting some things on the streets to make sure that they can support some metal slabs, make sure they can support those tanks expected to roll through. We do have some video of those preparations happening now in our nation's capital. For the first time since the Gulf War, a procession of U.S. troops and all those military tanks and vehicles are going to be rolling down Constitution Avenue. Multiple streets are closed off at this point, as you can imagine. Security measures being ramped up too. Security really tight. And of course, so many people looking to the sky, hoping the weather holds out. The parade marking a major military milestone as well.
We're coming together to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army with a grand parade, a military parade that I don't think we've ever seen the likes of.
I think we're celebrating a lot of good history as far as those who've sacrificed. That's something to always be celebrated. So I hope we remember where we came from and are thankful for everything we have.
The event, coming with an estimated $45 million price tag, is going to be happening rain or shine. So we will keep you updated on the forecast as the day progresses in Washington, D.C., and also keep you updated on the demonstrations here in the metro area as the morning progresses here on Fox Local. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. Yeah, a lot of folks are wondering if rain or shine, is this going to happen? But folks definitely want to be weather aware if you're in the metro Atlanta area. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have a look at your weekend forecast. Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. You know what's not welcome is this humidity, though.
Yeah.
I can't, my hair can't handle it.
No, I tell you what, so we were talking about it earlier. It's to be expected, and I recognize that, but geez, I mean, I walked outside yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 mornings ago, and it was the first time that my sunglasses fogged up like that, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. And here's the thing, the afternoons aren't exactly hot yet. We've only been getting into the mid to upper 80s. When we get into the mid to upper 90s with this humidity, it's certainly going to feel quite different outside.
Oh gosh. Well, and if you're going to the pool, be weather aware.
Yes.
Lightning could be a threat.
Yes. So make sure you've got the Fox 5 Storm Team app downloaded on your phone. It also sends you lightning alerts along with severe weather alerts. It's funny. I always laugh because it's David's voice, and it's like, lightning has been detected in your area. But it's a great tool because we were talking about that, you get thunderstorms that are pretty isolated. However, the lightning strikes can strike outside of those storms. So if you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning, and that has happened already a couple times just within the past couple of days. I've seen on Fox 5 Live Viper. So that's going to be primarily late day. So 4, 5, 6 o'clock is really going to start to ramp up, particularly in the metro area. We've also got the Braves back at home tonight against the Rockies. The rain chance is going to be going up through the game. We had one shower during the game last night. Braves are still able to pull off a win. It is the Rockies after all. But, it is possible that we see a shower over Truist Park during the game tonight. I don't think it's a washout by any stretch of the imagination. Same for Father's Day. Scattered showers and storms. It is June in Georgia after all, but not expecting a washout for the holiday.
Such a packed weekend. We have Flag Day, the birthday of the U.S. Army. We have Father's Day. We have the Braves. What else we got on our list?
Got a bunch of Juneteenth events
Yes.
this weekend for Juneteenth coming up on, I believe it's Thursday. So yeah, never a dull moment around here, right?
No, trying to squeeze it all in. That's why
Yeah.
we have continuing extended coverage for you guys. Thanks for joining us here on Fox Local. We will continue in just a bit. Thanks for joining us. Good morning and thanks for starting your Saturday with us. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Lots going on this weekend. We've got demonstrations underway today against the Trump administration regarding some policies. And you know what? For as many folks that are against him, we have to remember that there are so many that are still in support of him. Taking a live look at the state capitol right there in downtown Atlanta and the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. They're getting ready for that military parade. Can you believe it? 250 years ago was when the U.S. Army was established and founded. Wow, it's been that long, and they're going to have a parade tonight around 6:30 in D.C. So preparations are well underway, and again, so are demonstrations around the nation. We want to go to our Kim Leffler. She's joining us now live in Tucker at one of those demonstrations. Kim.
Hey, good morning. We are here at the North Lake Festival Shopping Center. This demonstration is scheduled to begin in about an hour, but as you can see, kind of in the corner over here, we still have a couple folks that are starting to arrive here at this hour, but this is one of thousands of protests scheduled across the country, as you mentioned, falling on President Trump's birthday. People here speaking out against some of the policies of the Trump administration and some of the immigration raids as well that we have been seeing across the country. But again, several people expected here in Tucker here in the next hour. Just a few folks already arriving at this hour. Of course, we're going to be here and keep you updated throughout the morning. Elizabeth?
Yeah, and Governor Kemp weighing in on these demonstrations, saying on X that while he acknowledges the right to a peaceful assembly, any violence against law enforcement will be met with quick and heavy accountability. And we have team coverage continuing throughout the morning. But first, we want to check in with Alex Forbes with a look at your weekend forecast. Alex.
Yeah, good morning, Elizabeth. We are looking at yet another day of showers and storms across north and central Georgia. This would be day 11 in a row of measurable rain at Hartsville Jackson. That, of course, is the official observation site for Atlanta in terms of weather conditions. Whenever we have the high temperature, the low temperature, and the rainfall and all that, it's measured at Hartsville Jackson, and it's at the airport for all the different cities across the area. Today's rain chance at 60%. Tomorrow's at 40%. Tomorrow, of course, being Father's Day. Neither day is a washout. It's just a decent chance of seeing some activity here through the afternoon hours. So scattered storms, the name of the game this weekend, and they are not going to be hard to find. Fox 5 Live Viper right now, pretty quiet. Not a whole lot going on out there. A whole lot of nothing, actually. Take a look off towards the north and west. See that energy from really Nashville down towards Memphis. Watching for that to progress towards north and central Georgia later on this evening. I don't think it's necessarily going to be driving our rain chance necessarily, but instead it's going to provide help to the afternoon showers and storms and helping them stand themselves up basically across the area. 76 in Gainesville right now, 77 over in Atlanta, 73 in Covington, 79 in Eatonton. This morning's cloud cover pushing off towards the east. We're seeing some more breaks and some peaks of sunshine now at this hour. Headed to 86 this afternoon. We'll say mostly dry through the mid-afternoon hours. Then once we get into the late afternoon and early evening, here comes that shower and storm risk. Winds out the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Pool forecast for the day ahead. There's your increasing rain chance. So, 3 p.m. only 20% between now and 3 p.m. mostly dry. So get outside early and enjoy it if you can. Once we work our way into the evening tonight, that's when that more significant rain chance will begin to move in with a 60% chance of showers and storms. 87 today in Eatonton, 87 in Thomaston, 85 in Griffin, 86 here in the city. The cool spot Blairsville at 82 degrees. Tomorrow I expect to be a couple degrees warmer with that slightly lower rain chance, but that humidity is going to be dominating the forecast over the course of the next 7 days. A 40 to 60% chance of rain each afternoon between now and Thursday. But Elizabeth, by the time we get to Friday, that's going to be down to 20%. But don't be fooled, right? It's not the dry air moving in. It's just that we don't have as much in the way of afternoon shower and storm activity. That humidity is still going to be very noticeable outside.
Yeah, humidity is here to stay, and so is the horrible hairstyle that it's going to be for the next few months. All right, thanks so much, Alex Forbes. Well, we have continuing coverage of those demonstrations happening around the nation today in response to the Trump administration, who they are getting ready for that military parade tonight at 6:30. We have extended coverage right here on Fox Local, streaming to you live. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. You're watching News Now. We have extended coverage for you this weekend as demonstrations are underway in response to the Trump administration, but also the Trump administration is getting ready for their military parade. I want to give you a live look at Washington, D.C. there, the nation's capital, where they are getting ready for that multi-million-dollar parade that's scheduled to happen in rain or shine tonight around 6:30, celebrating 250 years. Can you believe it? The Army was founded 250 years ago, and we are celebrating that with a parade through downtown Washington, D.C., and you can see they are well underway with getting that ready. Many folks are expected to attend, just as many other folks are attending those demonstrations around the nation. We want to remind you, though, we are following those demonstrations, those folks that are concerned about the Trump administration. We want to go to our Caitlin Pratt, who is joining us live in downtown Atlanta, where many folks have gathered already this morning. Caitlin.
Hey, Elizabeth. Okay, so yeah, I'm about a football field away from the state capitol, and this is an area where a lot of people are parking and walking with their signs, with their flags to that demonstration. You may see them behind me here on the sidewalk making their way there, and every once in a while I hear a roar of music or the crowd yelling, cheering. But the reason they're holding these demonstrations, not just here in the Capitol, here in Atlanta, but also across our state, across our nation, they're trying to divert attention from what's going on in D.C. So let's get you up to speed on what that is. A parade set for later on this evening at 6:30 in our nation's capital. And we have some video of the preparations over the last few days, everyone getting ready for this big event. This is for the first time since the Gulf War, a procession of U.S. troops and military tanks. They're going to be rolling down Constitution Avenue in Washington, D.C. Now, multiple streets have been closed off for good reason, of course, and security measures are being ramped up as well. Really tight. This is for the military's 250th anniversary. All celebrations just hours away from kicking off.
We're coming together to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army with a grand parade, a military parade that I don't think we've ever seen the likes of.
I think we're celebrating a lot of good history as far as those who've sacrificed. That's something to always be celebrated. So I hope we remember where we came from and are thankful for everything we have.
History also being it's Flag Day, June 14th, the anniversary of the adoption of the Stars and Stripes as the official U.S. flag. This was back in 1777, a whole lot of time ago, that's for sure. But the Commander-in-Chief, his 79th birthday also happens to be today as well. This event coming with an estimated price tag of $45 million. Supposedly going to be a rain or shine event. I can tell you they've been putting some protective coverings over the streets to make way for those very hefty, very sturdy tanks so that everything will stay as it is as far as infrastructure is concerned. We'll, of course, keep checking in throughout the morning there and see what the weather forecast holds as far as the D.C. area. For now, though, we're live in downtown Atlanta. I'm Caitlin Pratt. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much, Caitlin Pratt, part of our extended coverage and our team coverage of these demonstrations. Whether you're one of those that are demonstrating or maybe you're celebrating the military, we have you covered. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. We want to take you now live to Douglasville, where one of those many protests that's happening around the nation is happening, and they are speaking now. Let's take a listen.
Peaceful protest of your horrible policies. U.S. troops cannot, must not be used against American citizens exercising their right to free speech. Look at L.A. Look at San Francisco. Where do you think they're coming next? No kings in the USA. Stop attacking our institutions of higher learning. Thank you, Harvard, for standing up to it. Our higher education institutions are the envy of the world. They were. Are they going to still be after he destroys them? The research they produce strengthens our economy, helps us to create new industries, makes us a leader in technology. Those researchers save lives through biomedical research into new drugs and cancer cures, among many other things. We can't have those destroyed. No kings in the USA. No kings in the USA. No kings. No kings. Stop attacking education in general. Leave the Department of Education alone. Research and services and funding for students with special needs. It supports our teachers with research on teaching and learning to improve education. No kings! No kings! No kings in the USA! Stop firing our public servants! They provide necessary information and services to the public. Social Security, EPA, CDC, among many other agencies cannot operate in the best interest of the people of the United States with skeleton crews. Show respect to the great public servants who have devoted their life. They can make more money in the private sector, but they've devoted their lives to public service, and he's treating them horribly, like HIT, I'm not going to say out loud. Okay. No kings in the USA! No kings in the USA! Stop giving support to the dictators of the world. The Putins, the Orbans. They're not our friends. They are not friends of the American people, and they are not friends of their own people. No kings in the USA! No kings in the USA! I could go on and on about the horrible things that have been happening, and you know what I mean. But it's time for us to stand up and make our voices heard, so say it again! No kings in the USA! No kings in the USA! No kings in the USA! Okay, I want to introduce somebody to you. She is Ms. Whitner Heather Jones, our District 2 Commissioner, County Commissioner, and she's going to come up and talk to you about why we don't want a king in Douglas County.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So I came prepared this morning with a speech with facts and figures, data points, statistics, and I'm not going to read any of that to you. Because nobody should have to give you a dissertation on why you should be willing to treat people as human beings. Period. I woke up so passionate and promising this morning on the way here, only to hear that 2 lawmakers in Minnesota are in critical condition because they were shot because somebody doesn't agree with what their ideologies are and where they want this country to go, which is forward and not backwards. There is absolutely no reason why we are not working together, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, with our fellow American citizens, with immigrants from across the world who want to come here and participate in what the American dream is supposed to be about. They want us to have fear. They want us to not stand up and speak out. Now, Robin, you've got me
working together to make sure that we are protecting the country that we worked hard to build. You are on land that was not yours originally. People immigrated over here willingly and unwillingly as slaves to work in this nation to create a place that is safe for their children, for them to have the opportunity to have more than what the last generation had. It is painful. It is painful. It is painful to wake up knowing that my daughter has less rights today than I did. That makes no sense in a country that is the richest country in the world, and we cannot get it together. It makes no sense. People want us to be scared. Your cities, your counties, your municipalities are under attack. They are trying to fear you from saying anything. We are not going to bow down to authoritarianism in this country. We will not give up to tyranny, period. It's not an option. So you can be afraid. That's fine. Do it anyway. Do it scared. Because what is being scared and taking no action getting for you? Absolutely nothing. We don't have time to play identity politics at this point. It is absolutely people over party, and if that is not the message that you are singing, you need to be doing something else, because every single citizen, every neighbor, every community member, every police officer, every teacher, every nurse better have your back, and you better have theirs, because that is the only way that we are going to be able to stand up to the injustices that this taco is trying to bring to us. Douglas County is a community that is bred on working with and for your neighbors. We are absolutely in dire times right now, but it is not over. We can overcome. We are a group of people who have been built on overcoming and perseverance. So when you say, what can I do for my fellow man? What can I do for my neighbors? What can I do for my country? Help each other. When you recognize that you have more than your neighbor, help them. Douglas County by itself has 33% of its residents have one car or no car. Give your neighbor a ride. Help them get to the grocery store. Help them get to medical equipment. Show them that this county, that this government, that this community is here to do all of the things that we are supposed to do to make ourselves great. They think that we are going to be crippled by the removal of federal funding and federal support, not in Douglas County, because we are all going to make a commitment today to ensure that you are helping your neighbors, that you are keeping your community members safe. And when you see something that is wrong and unjust, speak out about it. Come to these rallies. Go and march. Do the things that you need to do to let people know that they are not alone, because it's so much easier to overcome fear when you know you have support and you're not doing it by yourself. Again, there are 2,000 No Kings rallies going on nationwide. This is not just Douglas County. This is a movement. It is the people for the people. We can do this and we can do it together. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, what do we want, Douglas County? And what do we want instead? Democracy, right? So, No Kings USA, democracy now. Okay, I want to introduce you to another gentleman who is here today that we are happy could join us. His name is Mr. Olu Brown, and he is going to be running for governor.
And again, you're watching live in Douglasville, where demonstrators are speaking out, voicing their opinions against the Trump administration. But of course, there's many people who are opposing his policies. Many folks are still very much in support of President Trump. And No King's Day is actually just a metaphor. Let's remind you, we're celebrating 250 years of having the U.S. Army. We've never had any monarch or king. We have been a democratic republic, and we have, which is run by the people and their elected representatives. And remind you that President Trump got the popular vote. So we have continuing coverage We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. There's so much going on this weekend, and now you're up against weather.
Yeah, when are you not? that's what keeps my job around. No, so here's the deal. Summertime, showers and storms, heat and humidity. In case you missed it, there was a welcome to Georgia sign back there, right? That's what we're going to be doing, not only today, but through the next several days, which of course includes Father's Day, includes the Juneteenth holiday, includes the summer solstice, includes the rest of the days of June, July, and August after that. So a 60% chance of showers and storms here through the afternoon hours, a high temperature around 86. And then as we work our way into tomorrow, notice the rain chance is not quite as high for Father's Day with a 40% chance of rain. There's the high temperature, that is a couple degrees warmer, 88, 89 there for Monday, 87 on Tuesday. Back to a 60% chance of showers and storms there. But then as we get towards the back half of the week, I know your eyes are gravitating towards Friday and going, oh, that's nice. A 20% chance of rain? That's not 60.
No, I'm looking at 90 degrees.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And what you don't see on there is the humidity.
Oh, great.
I think next Friday, is going to be one of the hottest days we've seen so far this year. So that's the trade-off with no rain, cool air, right? You're going to be doing that. And I think that's what we've got on the docket for the end of the week.
Well, okay. Thanks so much for bringing the bearer of bad news.
The doom and gloom.
All right. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We have continuing coverage throughout the morning of those demonstrations, as well as the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins, and this is News Now. Maybe you're demonstrating against policies, or maybe you're celebrating 250 years of the U.S. Army. Let's go to our Caitlin Pratt, who is in downtown Atlanta, where many folks are doing both.
That's right. Good morning to you, Elizabeth. That's for sure. I'm here near the state capitol. Maybe you can hear the sounds of that demonstration behind me here. There's been lots of rounds of applause, lots of cheering, lots of demonstrators still arriving here behind me, holding up their signs, making their way to this demonstration. This just one of so many across our state and, of course, across the nation. Now, it's all in response. This entire day of movement is in response to what's happening in our nation's capital. And we have video of the preparations underway for that particular thing. It's going to be a parade later on this evening, 6:30. We're told rain or shine. We're talking armed forces. We're talking tanks, other sorts of military vehicles going to be making their way 90 minutes through the streets of Washington, D.C. As you can imagine, preparations are well underway. The streets nearby have been closed. Security is tight. This is for multiple reasons. This is for the Army's 250th birthday and also for Flag Day.
We're coming together to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army with a grand parade, a military parade that I don't think we've ever seen the likes of.
I think we're celebrating a lot of good history as far as those who've sacrificed. That's something to always be celebrated. So I hope we remember where we came from and are thankful for everything we have.
So you're probably wondering about Flag Day, right? June 14th. What's the big deal here? Well, it's the anniversary of the adoption of the Stars and Stripes as the official U.S. flag in 1777. So a big day as far as that is concerned. A lot of people carrying American flags here as they make their way to the state capitol where that demonstration is now underway. We're going to keep on following the developments throughout the morning here in downtown Atlanta. In the meantime, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much, Caitlin Pratt, for joining us as our continuing coverage of these demonstrations, as well as the celebration of the U.S. Army in its 250th anniversary. Want to check in now with Alex Forbes with a look at your weekend forecast. Alex?
Yeah, Elizabeth, temperatures on the uphill swing now. We're up to 77 in Atlanta, 75 in Canton, 76 in Gainesville, 75 over in Noonan, and 71 over in Floyd County here. Only 10:35 in the morning, right? Already approaching 80 degrees, and we are going to be surpassing that 80-degree mark here into the afternoon. 86 is what I've got for high temperature today. We'll call it mostly dry through the mid-afternoon. Then once we get to 2, 3, 4 o'clock, we're really going to get that shower and storm activity fired up. That's going to carry us through the evening hours and all the way through now, through the mid-afternoon, through the late afternoon, evening, into the overnight. It is going to be humid across north and central Georgia, courtesy of that southwesterly breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. 82 in Blairsville today, 85 in Canton, 88 in Rome, 84 over in Carrollton, 87 in Eatonton, 85 in Covington, and 86 in the Athens area for the afternoon highs. Elsewhere across the region, we'll be looking at some numbers getting close to 90 down towards Macon and Augusta. We've also got the Braves back in town tonight against the Rockies. They actually won a game last night. Surprise there. Mid-80s giving way to 70s as the night goes on, as the game goes on. The rain chance will be going up. If we happen to catch a shower or even a storm over Truist Park, I don't expect it to last very long. It would be like last night. It would be a quick mover type of event, but still, that's far from a guarantee, right? A 60% chance at 8 p.m. is a 40% chance of staying dry, so that's kind of nice. Speaking of 40%, that's where I expect to see the rain chance for tomorrow, Father's Day, 60% on Monday and Tuesday, and then as we look towards the end of the week, it will be down to 20% on Friday, but still very humid across north and central Georgia. So be on the lookout for scattered showers and storms later through the day today. I did drop the rain chances for tomorrow slightly, and we are going to be hot and humid as we look ahead into next week. Now, speaking of rain, check this out. This is the 24-hour rainfall totals here, and what I'm looking at, a couple of spots right around 2 inches of rain over the past 24 hours, but let me take you down in towards Butts County here, and look at that. Just shy of a half a foot of rain north of Jackson, just over the Henry County line. So there were some spots that really racked up the rainfall totals yesterday, and we're going to have the opportunity to do that again today. So there's your 7-day forecast there. All right, Father's Day, 40% chance of rain, back to 60% for Monday and Tuesday. But Elizabeth, that humidity is going to be hanging around not only through the weekend, but through all of next week, even with that 20% chance of rain on Friday, a high temperature of 90 and humid.
Thanks so much, Alex Forbes, bringing the hot and humid weather. All right, we'll check back in just a bit. Meanwhile, we thank you for staying with us, streaming our live continuing coverage of those demonstrations that are happening around the nation. It's a busy day for many folks across the country. They're planning to protest in response to President Trump's military parade. Here's what we know about those demonstrations. Happening today, the largest military parade in decades is happening in Washington, D.C. tonight. They're getting ready for that. The celebration of the U.S. Army, can you believe this? The celebration of the U.S. Army, can you believe this? 250 years ago, the U.S. Army was founded, the birthday of our Army, sparking this is now, they're celebrating that. They want to commemorate, obviously, that 250 years that they've been around and keeping our nation safe. But of course, this has sparked some debate because it is a multi-million-dollar parade that they are putting on. But many folks are equally excited about it. A lot of folks, you know, for as many folks who are out there protesting today, we just saw Eli Jordan just moments ago. Hundreds of people already coming to downtown Atlanta near the Liberty Plaza, where they are demonstrating against policies. But we have to remember that there are just as many people out there that still support President Trump. They still support these tariffs. They still support what he's doing to make our, you know, for the betterment of our nation. And so we can't forget that. But again, that's the beauty of our democracy, being able to have both sides of that. But we have continuing coverage. We want to, can we give you a live look right now at Washington, D.C., maybe? Working to pull that up. They are busy. Okay, check it out. Live look at Washington, D.C., where folks are, we're in the final hours now, the countdown to this, what's supposedly going to be some epic military parade that no one's ever experienced before. So it's going to be very interesting to see that, to see thousands of folks lining the streets, to see those military members, officers of our country walking down through Washington, D.C. this evening. I'm hearing rain or shine, it's happening. So this should be definitely an experience for folks, whether you're going or whether you're just going to watch from afar. Definitely all eyes on Washington, D.C., where, from what I understand, those demonstrations are not happening in Washington, D.C., but of course we've been telling you all morning that there are hundreds across the nation happening today, different times throughout the day. I actually spoke to a GSP former commissioner of Georgia State Patrol. He's retired now, the colonel.
news interview and turned around and came back to do this.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I know it's a fluid situation, but we are curious about every detail of this morning.
All right, thank you to our Fox 9 Minneapolis team. And if you are just joining